What do you do if you're out walking by yourself or maybe with your dogs and an off-leash dog runs up on you and is getting ready to attack you? In this video, we're gonna walk and talk you through everything you need to do to protect yourself, protect your dog, and protect your family from an aggressive off-leash dog. Let's get into it. First thing we got to get out of the way is I am not telling you to go out there and find an off-leash dog and just practice this for the fun of it. I'm saying in an emergency situation, this is exactly what I would do to protect me, my dogs, and my family. Now, if you see an off-leash dog at a distance and you can simply walk around and go the other way, that's exactly what I would do, and that's exactly what you should do. Second thing, if you can run fast enough and jump on a car, climb a tree, jump over a fence, or run into somebody's home to save yourself, then that's exactly what you should do. But most of us cannot outrun a dog that is determined to cause harm to us. So this is what you do when you are face to face with a dog or a pack of dogs that are looking to do you harm. Now, the first line of defense, if your dog is big enough and bad enough, is to let your dog deal with that other dog. Why? They're built for it. They got nice thick fur, they got a whole mouthful of teeth, and who better to defend themselves from another dog than your own dog? Again, that's only if your dog is big enough and bad enough. And again, why do I say that? Well, I've seen plenty of dog fights that look horrendous, and as soon as you break the dogs up, you look, neither of the dogs have even a scratch on them. But I can guarantee you, if you stick your hand in there in that fight and you get bit, either by the other dog or your own dog, you are definitely going to the hospital and you're definitely getting stitches. Now, taking that point to an extreme, if I had to, and it's for sure gonna be a fight, I might actually unleash my dog, if and only if my dog is 100% off-leash trained, so that he can be freed up to defend himself without having to fight with basically one hand or one paw behind his back. I want him to be able to move and do what he needs to do and let that fight happen over there so that I can get away, I can get my kids to safety, I can get my other dog who can't fight to safety and let the big dog do what it was designed to do. Now, I am in no way encouraging dog fights, not whatsoever, but if it's gonna happen, I want to give my buddy the best chance possible to defend himself. Now, if your dog can't defend itself, it's softer, it's kinder, it's gentler, it's smaller, chances are the other dog is looking at your dog target locked on it like a prey item. It doesn't even really notice you. And so that's where obedience can come into play, and that's where you can get your dog to sit or to down, and then what you're going to do is get between your dog and the other dog, get big, get loud, and let that other dog know they gotta get through you before they can get to your dog. And that sometimes is just enough to screw up that dog's OODA loop and make it decide to do something other than mess with your dog. Now, we're gonna get into it a little deeper in the next section, exactly what you do, whether you have a dog with you or not, that what kind of presence you need to bring, what kind of tools you need to bring to the game so that you can make sure that that dog decides to go somewhere else rather than engage with you, your dog, or your kids. Now, whether you got a dog that won't get in the fight, you have no dog with you, or you want to go in there and help and stop this before it even starts, it's all about physicality and mindset. And this is where you're going to get 90% of the work done. What I'm about to tell you right now will stop 90 to 99% of dog attacks before they even start. And it's the concept of the difference between being a prey item and being a predator. Now, let's think about that for a minute. You got a soft, sweet little bunny, and that dog is thinking with thousands of years of prey drive that it's a predator. If you act like a little bunny and you get timid and you get small and you turn your shoulders and you blade your body and you don't make eye contact and you start running or walking away, you are triggering thousands of years of prey drive in that predator, and you are absolutely telling him that you are something that needs to be chased, attacked, and possibly killed. Now, what if we flip the script and say, instead of being a soft little bunny that's scared for its life, and you become the biggest, baddest grizzly bear in the woods? No dog wants to mess with a full-grown, badass grizzly bear. Now, it's all about physicality and how you present yourself. So instead of turning away from the dog, trying to run when there's nowhere to run to and that dog's gonna chase you down, I need you to turn your body, square up to the dog, get big, get loud, and you press the dog. I have never seen a dog that gets pressed, unless it's a well-trained police dog, want to bring the fight to what appears to be an aggressive, forward aggressive human. Dogs don't want to play that game. And by the way, if they're looking to fight you anyways, then this ain't gonna make anything worse. You might as well just get your first licks in, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So what would that look like? Once again, if I'm walking and you are that bad dog that's coming at me, I'm gonna turn them, hey, hey, hey! I'm gonna get big, my hands up, as big as I can. Maybe my yelling will start to get the owner to pay attention. Maybe people will come out. There is value in numbers. It's going to help. And I promise you, that dog's gonna go, whoa, wait a second. I thought I was the predator. You look pretty big and bad. You know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else. Just like that. And don't turn your back, because there's actually a clip we're gonna roll right now that shows you exactly how cunning these animals can be. Predators have this natural instinct. You're gonna see this lioness, and when the kid turns its back, it sneaks up on them. That's why I'm telling you, don't turn your back on a predatory animal. They will take advantage. As soon as you turn and face them, they're gonna pause, stop, and think about it. And that's what I want. I will continue to press forward. I will continue to get big and get loud until that dog runs away like the little bunny that it is. Now, what if getting big and bad doesn't work? Well, as you're pressing forward, you better be scanning your environment for all kinds of things that are gonna help you in this game. First thing that comes to mind, rocks. I got a whole deposit of rocks. You start throwing rocks at the dog, no animal likes to get hit in the face with a rock. Now, even if you have bad aim and you don't hit it, it's probably enough to spook it. If not, it might hit the car, it might bust a window, it might set off a car alarm, and that might freak the dog out. Talk about a stick. Between a stick and a rock, I will take a stick any day, even if it's a little stick like this. I'm telling you, when you raise this over your head, we think back thousands of years before leashes and e-collars existed. You want to know how shepherds controlled out-of-control dogs or farm dogs? Good old-fashioned stick. It's ingrained in most dogs' memories, their genetic memory, that a human holding a stick up high is something to be afraid of. So you can have this, and again, we're just looking to look big. I don't want there to have to be a fight, but if that dog wants to bring a fight, I'm gonna break this stick over that dog's head. I'm gonna get the first lick in. Again, some dogs, they're all about it till they get hit. So whether it's a stick, whether it's a rock, or whether it's my foot right to their face, I'm gonna get the first hit in. If the stick isn't there, the rock isn't there, you will always see me walking around with a secondary leash. Whether it came off the dog that I was helping to run away for its life, or I just have a secondary leash on me for exactly these purposes, this is something that this leash can do that nothing else can do. And this is the soft end. Again, you start waving this like Bruce Lee, that dog's gonna go, well, I ain't seen that picture before. That's pretty scary.
To walk the path of power and control, you must wield the leash of destiny. Only the true master of obedience will strike the link below to claim the tools of dog training mastery.
Again, if you can just look big enough, look bad enough, and make this sound with the leash, the dog's gonna go, wow, wow, I don't want none of that. And again, if you have to, I will absolutely whack an out of control, aggressive dog with this leash before you're ever gonna see me or one of my people or my dogs get bit. Now, this is the soft end. There's also the business end. This, we're saving for that really big, really bad dog. This should be the one-hit wonder. This is not gentle, this is not nice. This could seriously injure or even kill a dog. But again, better them than me or one of my dogs. But hopefully that gets it done. Now, if for some reason you've done everything, you have no leash, you have no rock, or you use the leash, the rock, and the stick, and that dog is still biting into your ass, then we have a video that tells you exactly what you need to do to get any dog off of any bite in 3 seconds or less. I highly suggest you check that video out because we cover everything there. All right, now that we've discussed what's going to work, let's go ahead and dispel those myths as to things that probably won't work, starting with number 1, the pet corrector. It's like a little CO2 canister that just hisses a sound. Look, By the time you find that and find it in your purse or in your back pocket, which I think is goofy if you're even walking around with that, you might as well just hiss at the dog. If it's gonna work, just use your mouth. It's a lot quicker, I promise you. Next up, we're talking about water. If you happen to be walking around with a bottle of water, I don't think splashing the dog with water is gonna do much. It might weird him out for just a second, but I'd rather you save that water for after you and your dog win the fight that came after you. You guys can take a victory drink and cool off. Next up, the big one, baby, pepper spray, the mailman's best friend. Let me tell you from years of experience in law enforcement, pepper spray is a joke against a determined dog that is hopped up on adrenaline, whether it's prey drive, defensive drive, territorial drive. It literally is just like water to them. The way their nose works, their olfactory system, it's actually very powerful. You would think that makes the pepper spray more intense. They have a way of tuning it out. I've had to spray dogs in the field before as we're searching with canine dogs to prevent dog fights, and all it does at worst is make the dog sneeze a little bit. It really doesn't take the fight out of them unless they're a really soft and weak dog. And at that point, it's as if you were just spraying water at them or throwing rocks. They're just kind of weirded out at something coming at them. But pepper spray is not that ideal. And I'll give you one more reason why pepper spray kind of sucks. If you even carry it on you, it's probably deep down in your purse, attached to your keychain in some kind of leather wrap thing with a button. You got to remove the safety cap. In fact, we're going to do a little test with my wife right now and see how quickly she can get her simulated pepper spray out and spray me if she can get to it in time before I put a kiss on her lips. All right, I brought my wife Stephanie out for this. She has no idea what we're about to ask her to do, so I'm going to explain it to you now. So in there you have a set of keys with a flashlight on it, right? But if you can get the flashlight, flash in my face, we'll call it done. But see, I'm gonna act like an aggressive dog, but a very special kind of dog. We'll call it a horn dog. So I'll start, a good 30 feet away. However far away a horn dog might, first see his prey item. Ready, set, go. Yeah, so you think you can get pepper spray out in time to spray a dog if it was really coming after you?
Likely not.
And all that might happen in the process. You're just spraying yourself, everything else. All right, back to the video. And I think the last two myths that we're gonna dispel are treats. Look, if you happen to be walking around with a bunch of treats on you, I'm telling you now, if a dog is that deep in prey drive, defensive drive, or territorial drive, you are the piece of meat. There ain't nothing on you that's gonna help. You can throw hot dogs and steak and all kinds of good stuff. They'll probably eat it as an appetizer and then come after you next. At best, it might buy you 2 seconds of time, but again, it's gonna be more like throwing a rock at them, if anything. I'd rather throw a rock than a treat if a dog's trying to attack me. And what was the last one, Spider?
If you're trying to gentle parent the dog.
Oh my God. Baby talking the dog, trying to say, oh baby, hey, you gonna bite me? That ain't gonna do nothing. Again, you're gonna have that little squeaky voice, and I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. Get big, get bad, become a predator. Grizzly bear isn't gonna sweet talk a wolf that's coming after it. Grizzly bear is gonna turn on it and say, I'm the biggest, baddest bear in the woods, so you better back up. So again, if it works for you, fantastic. I'm just letting you know, if I had to walk down the street with a bunch of bad dogs, I'm not gonna have pepper spray, I'm not gonna have water, I'm gonna have a leash, and I'll tell you something else. As you already know, we do live in the United States of America, and if you gotta do what you gotta do to protect you and yours, then you do what you gotta do. I don't condone it, but again, if a dog's attacking you, you have every right to defend yourself. So, just want you to think about that. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, check out that other video. God forbid you don't have the tools on you that you need to defend yourself. You do have hands and or a leash, and we're gonna show you how to put them to use to get any dog to stop any bite or any attack in 3 seconds or less, in case all of this goes out the window and it doesn't work for you. We'll see you there.